So, Karl Anthony Towns was just traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and the first round pick. Now, for the New York Knicks, absolutely understand it. You get a 7 footer that you had a problem with losing Hartenstein, that can block shots occasionally, not the best on defense, but on that team with New York where everyone's playing hard. And you have OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, guys that actually give effort on that end. It can make up for the deficiencies of Karl Anthony Towns. Now, is that going to put pressure on him on the back line? Absolutely. But you modernize your offense, you continue to do that with shooting the ball, 3 point shooting makes the most sense, especially around Jalen Brunson, who can drive and kick and get those guys easy shots. Now, for the Minnesota Timberwolves, this is what happens when a franchise takes a step back. Maybe they were worried about contracts, negotiations in terms of paying the cap, the fit with Karl Anthony Towns, but now you have a front court of Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. I don't understand that part of it. And this is where franchises take a step back, especially when you have a guy like Anthony Edwards who needs room to operate. I know shot creation has been on the questions marks for the Minnesota Timberwolves outside of Ant. What are you going to get? Mike Conley's able to distribute, whatever the case may be. They had a good draft pick that they made, but how does Julius Randle help that? That's less spacing for Ant Man to work. If I'm Anthony Edwards, I'm looking for a trade because that move significantly makes the team worse. I don't understand how this team got better from that trade. You got Dante DiVincenzo and you got a first round pick, but is that first round pick a lottery pick that's gonna supplement in a year or two or whatever the case may be? I don't understand how Julius Randle helps the Minnesota Timberwolves in the short term, in the long term. I don't understand this. I don't like this for Minnesota. It obviously takes them a step back in the West when they should have been one of the contenders pushing up. And of course, they got Ant Man. They're going to win a lot of games. They have Rudy Gobert. But then in the playoffs, where I know Karl Anthony Towns isn't the best in the playoffs, but you're looking at least the dynamics of the court work, the geometry of the court works with the 3 point shooting that Karl Anthony Towns can at least provide. And now you take that away for Julius Randle, who in the playoffs, at least 2 playoff series, I believe, a couple playoff series, I believe, but 2 years in the playoffs, has been putrid. And I don't understand how this helps him with Rudy Gobert as his running mate in the front court. I don't understand how this helps Chris Finch. I don't understand how this helps Anthony Edwards, most importantly. And when you have a young star, these are the type of moves that set your franchise back tremendously. Absolutely tremendously for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the New York Knicks, they made a big move. That was a big move. It's a gamble. But at least you know you have more shooting. You have a 7 footer that can be out there, provide some backline help, and spread the floor. Karl Anthony Towns, obviously, 20 point per game scorer, can shoot the three really well. Not the greatest 3 point shooting big man of all time, like he says, but just in terms of the New York Knicks, this is a win for them, no question. But the Minnesota Timberwolves, what are you doing as a franchise? Like, that's not the trade to make. That's definitely not the trade to make. I don't know what they're doing with this move. I don't know what the next step is. Obviously, Julius Randle's looking for a contract extension. I believe he's in his last year. But in terms of what this is for Anthony Edwards, it's not good. For the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise, it's not good. I don't see this panning out. I don't see how this helps them. They're going to win a ton of games because they have Rudy Gobert and they have Ant-Man enough during the regular season to cause some havoc in terms of Ant-Man's explosion and growth as a player, and Rudy Gobert just able to just rebound and deter shots at the rim. But come playoff time, I don't see how this helps them.